Hello, friends and enemies. It's me, V. Okay, let's be honest. I'm gonna be honest. What have I been doing Monday and Tuesday, which is today, November 17th? It is 23:30 or 11:30 p.m. for you Americans. And I'm American, but that's besides the point. The point is, I have been cleaning. I vacuumed. I shaved my legs. I cleaned out the sink. Oh, I gotta do the toilet. I gotta put the stuff in the toilet and scrub that. Shit, I knew I forgot something. The sink, the kitchen sink, bathroom sink, and the shower are all clean. It smells nice when it's clean. I forgot to mop. I should have wrote this down on Post-its now that I'm talking to you guys. I've also have amassed a ton of trash. Not really trash, it's really just recyclables. As you can see, I've gotten stuff because I also went shopping and got food. When I eat 1,900 calories or 2,000 calories, I'm a lot more alive, alert, and enthusiastic versus when I have 1,500 calories and I'm trying to exercise. And for Monday, Sunday, Saturday, Friday, and another day, I was just lethargic and really struggling with trying to exercise as much as I could because I was not getting enough calories in. I didn't exercise my ass off like I wanted to. Also because it was my period, but even besides that, I just did not feel up to it. Now I feel up to it. I had merge patties with eggs. I had turkey bacon. I had soup. I had a soup that had some chicken and carrots, which I don't like. I still don't like carrots. I don't know why. I just don't like them. Oh, and peas, which is really starch. But I'm slowly getting my energy back, which feels great. I have a Barre thing ready to go. I also am going to be doing some meditation. And I took the opportunity to write down an actual list of the stuff that I want to get done. And I made sure that it was in a legible thing on paper. It was a legible schedule, forcing myself to say, okay, today is this day, this is what I need to do. Sunday I took off because I just felt lazy. Monday still was my upper body as well as cardio. The only issue I had with that is halfway through my cardio, my heart felt as if it was going to burst out of my body. It was really weird because I was dancing, but it wasn't my usual dancing. I was doing fitness martial and it was Daisy. I just finished Daisy by Ashniko or so. And I was going to the one where he had, I forgot. I think the way I have my playlist set up, I want to say it was Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's WAP. I want to say that was a song that where my heart just, whatever was going on was really fucking with it. Because the Daisies one, as I was doing it, I started to notice like, ooh, my heart is going a little fast. And then I started doing WAP. And I've done WAP in the past where I've danced. And my heart, when I did it, 2 weeks ago, was nothing compared to how it felt doing it yesterday. Which was just like, I felt my heart and my chest started to hurt. My heart, I could feel it. I was like, ooh. I was looking at my little Fitbit and I'm like, ooh, that's not good. 158. And it felt like I had been exercising a lot. And I had only been doing this for maybe 20 minutes. Fitness Marshall, I'm able to do 30-minute stuff with him. With his songs. I have a playlist where it's just, 30 minutes. What usually takes me out is my damn ankles because if you don't know me, I sprained my ankles a bunch of times as a teen and a young adult. to a point where if I'm moving a certain way, they hurt and they take me out of doing my physical stuff. So the fact that my heart started to hurt, I had to sit down. I was like, oh no. So I had to just cool down, and I just stomped in place and everything. I was pissed because it was 20 minutes in and I felt like it felt like I was going to die or something, which sucks. So that happened. I then did my upper arm stuff. Kind of made it a little better, but not really. There was other things that I've done. I can't remember right now. I will say, what are the things that you guys have thought about when it comes to pandemic? That was the whole point of this video. I was going to be talking about the things I've discovered about myself due to the pandemic. First thing I've discovered due to the pandemic is that I cannot exchange vices for other advice. I cannot exchange my vices for other vices. Now, my vices that I had in the past were sex, alcohol, and food. Food was my number one. When I went to WW the first time, it then became alcohol and sex. Those became my two biggest ones. Then, after I gave up drinking, then it really became food and sex. And now that all three are off the table, I'm now shopping a lot. How bad is it? It's very bad. I had to delete my credit card information because I spent, since March, $1,200 in mobile gaming. And I used a credit card, which makes it all the more sad and depressing. The fact that I don't have money. I've mentioned to you guys how much I'm trying to get out of debt, and I didn't feel like a key. Didn't want to go back to drinking. Didn't want to fall off the wagon again. We're in a pandemic, so sex really can't happen that much or often, and I'm in a city where I don't know anyone. So I don't know what they're doing. And I really, really focused on social media. And I think it's getting to the point now where I'm like, I need to not be on social media as much. I've realized that I've spent, so much trying to talk to people, to feel like, hey, I am not alone in this bubble. There are other people. Like, I talk to my family, my friends, but I'm on Twitter, or I was on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, where else was? Facebook. I was on all of these things so much. And now I'm like, you know what? I need to back away. Because I just realized, like, I can't keep turning my wheels on Twitter or Instagram or freaking Facebook. Because I guess it has to be the fact that I've seen so many of my friends with their videos posing as they're talking about how they traveled to Arizona and California and Boston and Louisiana and New York. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, are you kidding me? You're traveling during a pandemic. You are going into another city. Some of these places that they're going to are rural towns, which means if the inhabitants in the rural towns get sick, their hospital infrastructure might not be able to help them. Which means you essentially may be doomed people because you may have something. And I keep thinking of the Red Death. Or, not the Red Death, the Red Mask. Edgar Allan Poe, he wrote the story about how these rich people locked themselves into... There was the plague that was going around. So these rich people locked themselves into a castle saying, oh, we're going to protect ourselves. And essentially the Red Death, or Red Mask, came through and was like, no, I'm here, and then killed everybody. I think about that a lot. Especially now. I think the thing that I'm mostly realizing is I can't control what other people do. And I'm finding myself, I still watch the videos of Foodie Beauty, Amberlyn Reed, Life by Jen. Those are the three that I watch. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm seeing their vices come back at me, and it scares me because it just reminds me of where I was, where I still am, because now it's shopping and I'm really trying to make sure that I keep on track of my bills. Because before this pandemic, I will say that I kept on track. I kept on track of my bills. I knew how much things were due. I knew when they were due, and I made sure to just keep an eye on everything. And it seems like since March 14th, shit has hit the fan. It has not been going good. It's not been going well. I have not been sleeping. I have not been focusing on my bills or when things are due. So a lot of times I've been scrambling, going, oh my gosh, this is due. I didn't look at my email. I should have looked at my email. And I need to get back into that mindset that I had January 1st, which is you need to check your emails. You need to make sure that you talk to people, correspond with them. You need to make sure that you are still getting in your exercise. You're doing all these things. That's what I realize I need to do. And as much as I like YouTube, I'm finding out that YouTube is great for exercises and, listen to commentary in the background, watch documentaries, that sort of thing. But if someone's a train wreck, you gotta let them go. And it sucks because I've watched so many people, and I've been like, oh my gosh, you're saying everything I'm thinking when it comes to this certain person or thing, but it's just, I don't want to be 40 and still keeping a tag, watching pop culture. I feel like, if anything, 2020 has taught me that I just sat in front of a screen. I've sat in front of a screen and I've worked my entire life. I started working in 2006. No, wait, was it 2000? No, 2007. 2007. Good God. It was Mother's Day. Mother's Day 2007 is when I started working. And I've been working since then. So I've been working for 13 years of my life. Have I had breaks? Sometimes. And by a break, I mean I had 3 or 4 months of a break because I was in school. Otherwise, I was in school in Australia. Otherwise, all my other jobs I did, and I had a second job, or I had a third job that I was working on top of that, trying to make ends meet and everything. I'm just thinking a lot of things about my life. I gave up friendship, networking. Yeah, I gave up family. There were times when there were birthdays and I said, I'm sorry, I can't come in. Not that I can't come in. I can't go to your thing because, my job. I sprained my ankle and I went to a job because they said, we'll have something for you. And they didn't. I've almost been sick and gone to jobs. Or I've called in because I felt sick and then got my ass reamed by a manager or supervisor after I had talked to my manager and said, like, hey, I need time off so I can go do my, do my school and everything. I gave up so much for my jobs. And what do I have to show for it? I'm still in debt. I don't have a relationship with my friends or my family because they know me as the one that always works. I had a chance at 2 different relationships And I let a friend at the time who was racist and really wasn't a friend talk me out of the relationship because I met the guy online and he said, that's weird. In 2013, there was a guy named Michael who thought I was cute. I said no to that. I could have had kids. I could have been happy, you know? I could have done things. And I think I'm now realizing that I am not happy with where my life is going or where my life has been for the last 13 plus years. And if you ever need a wake up call of should I stay or should I go, this is your fucking wake up call. You are too fucking youthful to sit around and work for a job that can fire you at the drop of a hat. I can't tell you how many coworkers I had that worked their asses off to just be, oh, you're fired. You're fired because you wrote a post before you worked here. No. I'm sorry. You signed this thing that said you won't do anything, you won't talk shit about us on social media. But we found something a year ago where you talk shit. So we're going to use that to fire you. But before we fire you, we're going to have you come in, work your ass off for 5 fucking hours, lifting heavy boxes, setting up our displays for the display that's going to be there for the entire month. And then we're going to fire you on the next day you come in. And we're going to have you come in early. I've had people who said, I argued for my raise. And my manager at the time said, well, I can't do anything because I just came here. Bullshit. I watched her as she went and gave someone else a raise. So again, know your worth. Do not stay where they have made it clear that they don't want your ass. If they are saying aggressive, microaggressive shit, passive aggressive shit, make sure you keep a tab on it. And then you know what? Go and look out for a job. Go look for a job. And I know some of you are like, it's a pandemic. Guess what? I quit Bath and Body Works during a motherfucking recession. Still got a job. In fact, the day I quit, the job that I had applied to in December called me and were like, hey, we're interested. And I was like, oh, snap. That never would have happened. The job I have currently, I looked for in December. Because I said, fuck this shit. After Target wrote me up. And then try to get me for something else and put me on a final. So I couldn't transfer. Because originally I was going to try and transfer. And they were like, no, you're on your final. You can't transfer. So I said, okay then. Fine. I put in for that job. They called me. I aced the shit out of that damn interview. And I'm working here. So I say, keep working at your job. Apply for other jobs. Don't quit your job. Again, do not quit your job before you have another job already set and lined up. And when I say set up and lined up, what I mean is they did the background check. They had you sign paperwork saying, I will work here. You have an actual thing where you're working. You know you're working there. They have promised it to you. You have signed. You have orientation. They can't fire you yet. Then I would say, okay, put in your 2 weeks at your other job. Still work them 2 weeks. Don't do no call, no shows. Because you want to leave on a classy note. Always leave on a classy note. Don't be assy. Be classy. Anyway, I'll let you guys go and I'll talk to you later. Or not. Bye.